For now, well, the market's holding on with a gain of about 0.5%. And the mid-cap index, actually for the third or fourth day running, continues its outperformance. One stock that actually you may want to look at is Bajaj Finserv. That stock has actually spiked higher and is now sitting at the high point of the day. But with that, we're going to wrap up on halftime report. And as we do that, we leave you with some comments that came in from Arvind Sanger of Geosphere Capital Management. Thanks for watching.
I think the fundamentals of the economy look better. The inflation is clearly coming down. And therefore, it gives RBI real reason. You know, we've seen U.S. 10-year yields drop below 3%. Again, U.S. inflation is showing the same thing. So, you know, globally, you're seeing an easing of the inflation fears. And India certainly is a huge beneficiary. And therefore, that provides tailwind. A more dovish governor means maybe more quickly changing, whereas the last governor would have had a harder time switching as quickly. The question is, does India's somewhat looser monetary and fiscal policy have long-term consequences or not? My sense is the long-term consequences are far enough away that I don't think either foreign or Indian investors should be too concerned. I wouldn't touch public sector banks with a barge pole, even if they had a rally, because that's where, you know, all the loosening of standards will result in bigger problems down the road. So I'm not sure, you know, what the thesis there is. But even some of the NBFCs, the higher quality NBFCs that have gotten caught up in this downdraft would be beneficiaries. So those would be some of the areas where we look at in the financial space. Our own view is we're not quite as brave as to go after that one, not knowing who the new person will be in charge will be and how complete a house cleaning will be done. So, you know, our preference is more the ICICIs and the Axis where the known issues are already out there. If you're talking FMCG names, no, that's not what we'll be going about in terms of beneficiaries. But, you know, if beneficiaries of rural consumption indirectly, you know, whether it is, you mentioned Maruti's had a lot of interest. And, you know, so it would be companies, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, tractors, making loans to rural households or rural businesses. Those will be the beneficiaries.